Have you ever heard of the witches of the White Forest? What about the cursed relics forged from the soul of the forgotten, known only as the Sinful Spoils? If not, then settle in and allow me to tell you their tale. Far away in the great and vast White Forest, a realm so treacherous that few dare to enter, lived a secluded coven of witches. They were led by Diabelle, the wise and powerful queen of the White Forest, whose guidance kept the coven in harmony. Among the witches was Rusia, a sorceress whose magic commanded bat-like familiars. They were both her guardians and her loyal companions. Sylvie, another member of the coven, held sway over the forest's wolves. She moved with calm grace, bonded deeply to the wild. The coven also included two younger witches, the gentle, studious Estellar and the spirited, mischievous Elzette. Estellar was well versed in incantations and spellwork, while Elzette wielded a magical dragon-like creature known only as her death spirit, imbued with glowing blue energy. Together, they lived in peaceful seclusion, deep within the heart of the White Forest, far from the turmoil of the outside world. But one day, a sinister presence emerged from the deep within the forest. Its origin was unknown. Some claimed it was possibly a sinful spoil, others something far older and darker. It appeared as creeping vines, thorned and relentless, spreading across the land and suffocating the White Forest. From these vines grew peculiar fruit, apples marked with cryptic runes, each pulsing with eerie energy. The ancient texts called it Azamina. These mysterious fruits whispered to those who approached, beckoning them to have a taste. When Elzette stumbled upon them, she was nearly entranced. But Estellar, ever cautious, urged her to bring one to Diabelle, the queen of the White Forest Coven, instead. Diabelle examined the fruit, but the whispers overtook her senses. Against her judgment, she took a bite. Instantly, the kind queen was corrupted. Her form blackened, and the nurturing roots that once gave life turned into jagged thorns. Enslaved by darkness, she bound her sisters Rusia and Sylvie in twisted vines, seizing their minds. Amid the chaos, only Estellar managed to escape, fleeing her home and the family she could not save. Estellar, however, did not flee empty-handed. In her escape, she managed to preserve fragments of Rusia and Sylvie's magic, carrying their essence with her. With nowhere else to turn, she resolved to seek vengeance and redemption. Her path led her to a legend, the Sinful Spoils. Once wielded by Diabelle herself, the relics were rumored to possess immense cursed powers. Taking on the name of her former master, Estellar became Diabellstar, the Black Witch, a title born of grief, purpose, and legacy. She sought and claimed two Sinful Spoils, the Sinful Spoils of Doom and the Sinful Spoils of Betrayal. Infusing them with the remnants of Rusia and Sylvie's magic, Diabellstar forged new powers. The spoils merged with her body, radiating a ghostly green hue, the echo of her master's twisted magic. With her transformation now complete, Diabellstar turned her sights towards vengeance against Azamina. Back in the corrupted forest, Elzette, now under the Azamina's control, encountered a witch named Morgana, bearer of her own sinful spoil, and a battle soon erupted. Though Morgana fought bravely, she fell. Yet, her struggle weakened the Azamina's grip on Elzette. Freed from the corruption, Elzette awakened to the horror of what had become of her coven. Grief-stricken and vengeful, she took Morgana's spoil and renamed herself Diabellze, declaring herself the original Sin Keeper. Her spoil emitted a haunting purple magic, a stark contrast to her vivid yellow and blue aura. Like Estellar, she carried forward the Queen's name, not only in reverence, but as a banner of resistance. Now, Diabellstar and Diabellze, forged by loss and determination, sought to end the threat that shattered their world. Diabellstar then followed rumors to an underground city, learning of a sinful spoil hidden in the ruins of a sacred temple. Once devoted to a guardian deity, the temple has fallen under the shadow of a different sinful spoils, the Snake Eye. Upon arrival, she was met by the temple's twisted inhabitants, flaming one-eyed tree creatures. She fought her way through, reaching the temple's heart, where a massive, unblinking eye waited for her. From beneath the eye rose a dragon, the desecrated remains of the forest's guardian, Snake Eye's Flamberge dragon. After a fierce battle, using her own sinful spoils, Diabellstar managed to defeat the beast. Within the dragon's shattered eye laid a new sinful spoil, Snake Eye's Poplar. Curiously, she claimed it, but unknown to her, Poplar fed on her magic, slowly turning from red to pink as it absorbed her energy. On her return, a gang of Goblin Bikers ambushed her, recognizing her and Poplar. As they battled, some goblins managed to steal the sleeping relic, but Diabellstar quickly pursued, leaving destruction in her wake. Desperate, the goblin leader unleashed their monstrous pet, the goblin's crazy beast, infused with her own sinful spoils, Aethon. Drawn by its magic, Poplar awakened and devoured the beast completely, growing into a new, massive form. Diabellstar seized the creature and turned it against the goblins. But then, a new figure appeared, a blonde witch in white, cloaked in golden fire. Using her sinful spoils of slumber, the White Witch subdued both Poplar and Diabellstar and stole the relic for herself. With Poplar in hand and her friend safe again, Diabellze pressed forward toward her own path of retribution. In the White Forest, she confronted the now corrupted Morgana, who she had already defeated once before, now in the form of Azamina Regina. In a climatic battle, Diabellze triumphed once again. Her path now clear, she advanced to her final enemy, the Queen of Azamina, who wore Diabellze's body as a vessel. To face her, Diabellze summoned Poplar. Channeling its power, she transformed into the Snake Eye Doomed Dragon, prepared for the final showdown. But the Queen unleashed her true form, summoning the Azaminas and shaking the very forest beneath her. Elsewhere, Diabellstar awoke in the underground city, cellmates with Bigabonga. Their fight has left chaos in their wake, and now the city was under siege by the Azamina forces. As walls crumbled and monsters attacked, Diabellstar encountered twisted echoes of Russia and Sylvie, corrupted into monstrous forms. With a heavy heart, she used the remnants of their own magic to lay them to rest. Grief weighed on her, but a spark still remained. Elzette was still alive, and she needed her. The Goblin Bikers, moved by her resolve, offered their help. Riding their beast once more, Diabellstar reached Elzette in the nick of time, shielding her from a killing blow. Her sword deflected the strike as Sylvie's magic shielded both of them. Together, the two witches finally stood against the Azamina. For a fleeting moment, it seemed like they might prevail. But the Azamina transformed again, absorbing all of its corrupted kin into a final new form, a golden scale with boundless power. Their spells failed to land. All seemed lost. Then, Poplar stirred. Now, all in white, swirling with green and purple light, reminiscent of the powers once hosted by Diabell, it surged with renewed magic. Black roots burst from the earth in a pattern echoing Diabell's ancient sigils. The White Forest rebelled. Empowered by Poplar Ascension, Diabellstar and Diabellze reached their final forms as well, the spoils fully merging with their souls. Diabellstar transformed into the Snake Eye's Vengeance Dragon, blending her and Diabell's magic. Together, they launched a final, devastating assault. In one blinding clash, the Azamina were finally destroyed. The curse has been lifted, and the White Forest bloomed once more. Exhausted, the two witches collapsed, clutching one another, mourning the fallen and allowing themselves, finally, to grieve. The White Forest endures, serene and renewed. At its heart rests Poplar, now a quiet guardian, reading a book beneath the warm and comforting sun, a living reminder of what was lost and what was now saved.